Hey, good morning, Congresswoman. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for the time. I know it's brief, so I'll get right to it. I'm on the phone with Congresswoman Carolyn Bourdeaux of Georgia's 7th District. And the first question, the news department wanted me to ask this first question. Tonight is invite only. Will you be going?
No, I will not. The security concerns and COVID concerns, they can only have a limited number. So I will be watching at home with the rest of us.
And you're the least security. I mean, you're not a security risk. Like, you're the least security risk I can think of. Honest to God. Like, I don't know. There's some other Democrats I would think that are security risk, more of a security risk than you. So you should definitely be there. Because,
well, it's okay. It's a time where, limited people, you don't want too many people packed into that chamber, and they can really pack you in during those events. And so I understand, and I've got family here, and happy to be in the district as well.
Awesome. The president is expected tonight to talk about his human infrastructure or the American Family Plan. Do you think we're spending too much, or do you think Republicans make a huge mistake attacking any kind of spending that helps American families?
Well, I think it's time for Congress to get out its green eye shades and to sharpen its pencil. As you know, my background is in public finance and budgeting, and I really want to roll up my sleeves, and I think Congress needs to do this as well, and go through each of these proposals and figure out what is really needed, as well as think very carefully about how to pay for this. And so there are some very important pieces in here that I think a lot of people support, such as making college education more affordable, making sure that we have early childhood education. Things like that are important. But we also have to make sure that we are spending our dollars wisely. And I do think that is an important point to emphasize.
Do you think, is there something tonight that you want to hear, that you're hoping to hear? And is there something that if you don't hear it, you'll be slightly disappointed, meaning policy-wise?
Well, one issue that I really ran on was healthcare reform. And so I really want to make sure that we are tackling that so that we get to a point where we have affordable quality healthcare that is very widely available to everyone. And the American Rescue Plan, the bill that we already just passed, had some very important provisions in there to make health insurance much more affordable to middle-class families in this district. And I really want to make sure that that is continued.
Race and criminal justice are expected to be covered tonight pretty heavily. I expect it to be covered pretty heavily, and I've heard it may be. What can we expect to hear on those subjects based on your knowledge of what's going to be said tonight?
Well, I think we need to realize how very difficult it has been for the Black community in dealing with police. And I think we've talked about this on your show before, but many Black families that I know have had these really rough encounters with the police. I have had some good friends, just middle-class family on minding their own business. They're pulled over by a police officer. Their car is searched from top to bottom, ripping out the bottom of their trunk and all that stuff, as though they were drug dealers. And so there does need to be a real conversation to restore trust between the Black community and our police officers so that, they see a police officer and they feel safe, not threatened.
So do you think that if Joe Biden covers that tonight, do you think – here's my question, and please excuse me if I'm a little unsteady with the question, do you think if he covers that tonight that he runs into the danger of losing that whatever bipartisanship that he has? I agree with you. I think the conversation needs to be had. I think it's the perfect opportunity to have it at a joint session in front of the whole country. But do you think he goes that far? Do you think he goes there, as they say?
I don't think so. And one thing people may not be aware of is, there are already bipartisan negotiations going on in the Senate about ways to get the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act through the Senate. And Karen Bass, who is one of the leaders in the Congressional Black Caucus, has been meeting with senators about a way through on that legislation. And so I think there is a lot of potential to get pieces of legislation like that through that, both support our police, and invest in things like community policing, but also take important steps to restore that trust and that faith between the police and the Black community.
With a limited number of people there, in previous years, it always disgusted me when, let's say it's Barack Obama, he says something and all the Democrats jump up and cheer, all the Republicans sit down. And then Donald Trump, 2017, throughout his his only term, same thing. All the Republicans jump up and cheer, all the Democrats sit on their hands. With a limited number of people, do you think it's a good thing that we won't have that tonight and we'll be able to kind of just absorb the words being said?
You make a good point. I think that might be nice. And we're certainly at a period of time where we need to cool the temperature some and really focus on the American people and what's good for them. And I think issues like infrastructure are ones where both sides would stand up and cheer. And so, but hopefully, having a more subdued joint address to Congress, absolutely can help sort of cool things down and help us focus on what's important.
Representative Bourdeaux, is there anything you want to leave with us before we let you go?
Nope, I think we've covered it all. It's great to be on the show.
Thank you so very much, Representative Carolyn Bourdeaux, the 7th District here in Georgia. Have a wonderful day. God bless you, and continue doing the work of your constituents. We appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.